So I just want to tell my story. I spent a lot of time teaching adults how to use visual language and doing it in the workplace. And naturally, I encountered a lot of resistance, right? Because it's sort of considered to be anti-intellectual and counter to serious learning. But I have a problem with that belief because I know that doing has a profound impact on the way that we can process information and the way that we can solve problems. So I was curious about why there was a disconnect between the way our society perceives dueling and the way that the reality is. So I discovered some very interesting things. For example, there is no such thing as a flattering definition of a doodle. In the 17th century, a doodle was a simpleton or fool, as a Yankee doodle. In the 18th century, it became a verb and it meant to swindle or ridicule or to make fun of someone. In the 19th century, it was the current politician, and today we have perhaps some more sophisticated definition, at least to me, which is the following. To doodle obviously means to dawdle, to dilly to monkey around, to make meaningless remarks, to do something of a little value, and sustain an or import, or my personal favorite, to do nothing. No wonder people are averse to doing at work. Doing nothing at work is akin to masturbating at work. It's totally inappropriate. And additionally, I have heard horror stories from people who teachers scolded them, of course, for doing it in the classroom, and they had bosses who scold them for doing it in the ballroom. There is a powerful cultural norm against dueling, setting in which we are supposed to learn something. And unfortunately, the press tends to reinforce this norm when they are reporting on dueling sense. If an important person at a confirmation hearing and the like, they typically use words like discover, or caught, or found out, as there's some sort of criminal act being committed. And additionally, there is psychological version of doodle. Thank you, Freud. In the 1930s, Freud told us all that you could analyze people's psyches based on their doodles. This is not accurate, but it did happen to Tony Blair, as Dave was firm in 2005, where doodles go, of course, is cover, and he was labeled the following things. Now, it turned out to be Bill Gates' doodle, and Bill, if you hear, nobody thinks you're megalomaniacal, and that does contribute, right, to people not will to people not sharing their doodles. And here's the real deal. Here's what I believe. I think that our culture is so essentially focused on verbal information that we are almost blinded to the value of doodle. I'm not comfortable with that. Because of that belief, that it needs to be burst. So I'm here to send us all healing back to the truth, and here's the truth. Dueling is an incredibly powerful tool. It's a tool that we need to remember and to relearn. So here's a new definition for dueling. And I hope that there's something in here from Oxford English Dictionary because I want to talk to you later. So here's a new definition. To doodle is really to make spontaneous smart, to help yourself think. That's why millions of people doodle. Here's another interesting tool about doodle. People who doodle, when they are exposed to verbal information, retain more of that information than their non-doodling counterparts. Within doodling is something you do when you lose focus, but in reality, it is a preemptive measure to stop you from losing focus. And additionally, it has a profound additionally, it has a profound effect on creative problem solving and deep information processing. There are four ways that learners intake information so that they can make decisions. They are visual, auditory, reading and writing, and kinesthetic. Now, in order for us to really chew on information and do something with it, we have to engage at least two of those modalities, or we have to engage one of those modalities coupled with emotional experience. The incredible contribution of Doodle is that it engages all four learning modalities simultaneously with the possibility of emotional experience. That is the pretty solid contribution for behavior equated with doing nothing. This is so nerdy, but this made me cry when I discovered this. So they did anthropological research into an unfolding of artist activity in children, and they found that across space and time, all children exhibit the same evolution in visual logic as they grow. In other words, in other words, they have a shared and growing complexity in visual language that happens in a predictable order. And I think that is and I think that is incredible. I think that do I think that means doing is native to us, and we simply are denying ourselves that instinct. And finally, a lot of people aren't privy to this, but the doodle is the pros, but the doodle is a precursor. But the doodle is a precursor to some of our greatest art cultural asset. This is book one. This is Frank Gehry, the architect's precursor to the Guggenheim in Abu Dhabi. So here's my point. Under no circumstance, under no circumstance should doodling be eradicated from classroom or ballroom or even the war room. On the contrary, doodling should be levered in precisely those situations where information density is very high and the need for processing that information is very high. And I will go you one further. Because doodling is so universally accessible and is not intimidating as the as an art form, it can be levered in a portrait, which who will move people into another level of visual literacy. So my friends, mm, so and my friends, the doodle has never been the nemesis of intellectual thought. In reality, it is one of its greatest allies.